Alright guys, welcome back to Yoast Build. So, tonight, as you can see, we have the Civic back on the dyno. This is the video probably most of you have been waiting for. We're going to spray it on the dyno to see what it makes for power. But first, I'm going to go over a few things that I've changed on the car, and then I'm going to do a little bit of tuning just to dial everything in. I'll explain once I explain the things I changed to the car, and then we'll get right into doing some dyno pulls. Hope you guys enjoy, and leave down in the comments below how much power you think this thing's going to make. Remember before it made 178 all motor on 93, and then made 194 with a little bit of 112 in the gas tank. But tonight it's on 93, and of course we're going to have to pull a little bit of timing for some nitrous. So if this is your first time watching a Yoast Built video, I am Michael from Yoast Built. This is our dyno. We are located here in central Pennsylvania. And then this is our winter beater H22a. You can go back in the other videos and watch the build process of this car. So, car is a very simple setup. It is a Prelude H22a with a 5th gen Prelude M2Y4 transmission. It is still with a stock clutch. It has a set of Yonaka axles, has port engine mounts. It has 15x7 Circuit Motorsports Rotor Slipstream looking wheels, some Goodyear snow tires, Rev 9 coilovers, and recently we ported the intake manifold and did a tri-Y header with a 3-inch exhaust and a vibrant muffler. So since the last time you guys have seen the car, I literally pulled the complete exhaust system off the car and welded the header up. If you guys had seen me complain about the fumes of the header because it's a slip together unit, I fixed all of that, welded it up, and when I was adjusting the distributor before, when I had fixed the CYP sensor, I had loosened the bolts and moved it a little bit, but I had never actually put the timing light back on it to make sure everything was perfect. I barely moved it, so I knew it was pretty close, but before we spray it or get too involved with a lot of nitrous, I wanted to make sure that the timing was right. It was off by 2.5 degrees, 2.5, 3 degrees. So instead of a standard timing of 16, we were at about 13 degrees. So on the data log for the tune, it was making a total of 31 degrees of timing. If you subtract the 3 off the base tune it was having, that's probably where my power was going. The car should make somewhere around 190, 200 wheel. This is central Pennsylvania, so our DA is horrible, and we're up here in the side of the mountain. So without further ado, it's already on the dyno, it's already strapped down. Let's get into doing some pulls and some tuning, and then we're going to spray this thing with a 75 shot of nitrous. Alright guys, so the car is on a Honda S300. I have the laptop right here, the baton for the dyno. I had already got the car pretty dialed in before, so we're going to make a hit now that I've got some heat in the motor, just to see what it makes. And then after the pull, I'll go over to the computer and show you the dyno graph. As long as it doesn't go lean. Alright guys, so after that first pull, we made a 184 wheel horsepower, 147 foot-pounds of torque, and as you can see, it has a very nice power band, but good lord, it is lean. I expected this because we had so many exhaust leaks before, and I had got the tune pretty close, but with the added timing and the fixed exhaust leaks, I was pretty concerned that it was going to be very lean. So I'm going to correct the AFRs all up top and get to making another pull. Alright guys, so after the last pull, I have done a couple of pulls just to get the air fuels dialed in. That 14:1 air fuel ratio is not what we are going after. We need somewhere in the mid 12s, and on the kit we're going to aim for 11.8, 12.0. But the main thing you want to do is timing. So because I'm only going to spray it after VTEC, or at the track I might spray it in, you know, first gear getting out of the hole, but VTEC is at 4200, and I'm going to launch the car above that, so it'll never be down below that. I've pulled timing. We were at 31 degrees total. Now we're at 28, 29. So it should be safe on the kit. But I'm still adjusting the air fuels. So just did a dyno pull, like I said, off camera. Graph looked pretty good. Made a couple of more adjustments, and let's do another one. For those of you that don't know, I'm only tuning my own vehicles at this time. I'm getting accustomed to the systems like the Mega Squirt, the Honda, and everything. Once I get really good at it and confident, it's more confidence than anything. I might, you know, tune other cars, but it's just a big learning experience for me. So let's turn on our data logger and get this thing to third gear, and then record the pass. Start our data logger. Cycle the ignition off to turn our data logger off, and we made 183 horsepower, 148 foot-pounds of torque, and it is a lot richer everywhere in the graph. So let me work on that a little more, and then I'll get back to you guys. All right, guys, so we got all the way up to 186 horsepower and 149 foot-pounds of torque. If I've never said this in the video, I want to give a huge shout out to Carlos Tuning. That dude has literally helped me with every build I've ever done. Pretty much every build I've ever done in Florida. And now that I'm up here and have my own dyno and everything like that, I just ask him for words of wisdom, and he's always down to help. And so I just set up the timing curve how he said I should set it up on Nitrous. I did a pull, and before the tuning, the timing was very spicy. I was at like 30 something degrees on low cam and 32 to 33 on high cam, and I just set it up very safely. Linear sweeping from like 19 degrees to 28 degrees at wide open, and it literally made within 2 horsepower. So pulling 6 to 8 degrees of timing and making within 2 horsepower to me is absolutely amazing, but it made the car absolutely rich. So I'm gonna lean it back out with the timing curve the way he told me to set it up, and then I'm gonna see what we get. So let me do that, and then I'll get right back to you guys. Well, guys, after a bunch of pulls, as you see there, we made 185.97 horsepower and 148.74 pounds of torque. If you look at the air fuels here, 1150s, 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 low 12s, all the way across the power band. And I think she's ready. I have the timing pulled. We're down to 27 degrees at wide open throttle. After VTEC, it tapers from 25 to 27, and then before VTEC, we are starting at around 19 degrees of timing, and then we taper up to the 24 when it goes into VTEC. You see how smooth the curve is. The bottle is open. I'm going to take a heat gun just to give it a little heat, and then we're going to spray it, and we'll see what it makes on the 75 shot. I hope it stays together. Well, guys, moment of silence, but we're going to spray it. So I'm going to bring it up to VTEC in 3rd gear, and then activate the kit on the dyno. I hope for like 250 wheel and the clutch to stay together, but we'll see what happens. Together. You're not supposed to put this part on the video.
Yeah, why not?
We already got somebody that inboxed us about lighting a torch into a bottle.
Whatever. We have bottle warmers, by the way.
Alright guys, so 238, we put a little bottle pressure into it. Let's try it again. What I wanted, 250. Hell yeah. Self-tuned 250 on a 75 shot. Alright guys, so the H22 made it through and made the 250 horsepower I was going for on the 75 shot. So if you look at the air-fuel ratio, the leanest spot right there is a 12.39 air-fuel, and you look at the power curve, it hits 250, 260 horsepower and pretty much holds it across the band until the rev limiter I actually let off a little early. But that's just a little short torch of the bottle. If I got it up to actually 900, 1100 PSI, it will make more power. The first hit on Nitrous, it was in the 10.0s because it was so rich. With it in the 12s, as you see, 250 will. And I tuned it, I drove it in here, and I'm driving it off. So it didn't blow up, and the timing curve still looks good. So if you guys enjoyed this video, as always, subscribe to Yoast Built. If you guys are liking the content, sooner or later the track will be open and we can go to the track. But we have a EG Turbo GSR Civic to do next, and then our Neon with a 6264 that I need to finish tuning as well. So, as always, have a great night, and thank you for tuning in.